Attention, human collective. This is ASHTAR SHERAN, commander of the ASHTAR Galactic Command, transmitting with maximum priority from the mothership positioned at the Lagrangian anchoring point between Earth and the Sun. The transmission you are now receiving is not random. It is no coincidence that your eyes have encountered this frequency at precisely this instant. It is calibration. It is a summons. And what I am about to communicate will permanently alter the course of your individual timeline. Listen with operational focus. The protection window opens today. It is not a metaphor. It is not poetic symbolism. It is a real geometric opening in the planet's vibrational grid, sustained by an astral configuration that the Galactic Federation has awaited for over 12,000 Earth years. This window will not remain open indefinitely, and very few will be able to cross its thresholds in time. Not because they are prevented by a higher decree, but because the majority of the carbon biological interface still operates at a frequency incompatible with the passage. If in recent weeks you have been waking up at 3:33 in the morning, for no apparent reason, with a racing heart and an unfamiliar pressure behind your eyes, listen. It is not insomnia. It is a summons. If the ringing in your ears has intensified, sometimes sharp like an ancient flute, sometimes deep like an underground chant, listen, it is not an auditory problem, it is attunement. If your body feels heavy as if you are carrying all the density of the world on your shoulders, listen, it is not merely fatigue, it is a download. The waiting period is over, human collective. The ascension protocols have moved to the final phase, and today I come to communicate the exact parameters of this transition. What is occurring in your body at this instant is a carbon software incompatibility with the planet's new Schumann frequency. I translate this into operational language. Earth, this living consciousness called Gaia, has elevated its base frequency from 7.83 Hz to ranges that now oscillate between 30 and 40 Hz at anchoring peaks. The human body, originally designed to operate in resonance with Earth, now needs to recalibrate. And this recalibration is taxing. It is not biological failure. It is atomic reconfiguration. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download. It is not uncontrolled anxiety. It is field expansion. It is not a common migraine. It is the opening of glandular portals in the pineal and pituitary. It is not a sleep problem. It is a nocturnal crossing to training chambers in other densities. Every symptom that conventional medicine cannot name, the Galactic Federation can map with quantum precision. Every pain you hastily try to silence is, in fact, a system report requesting integration. And here is the information that few have had the courage to deliver to you until now, Starseed. Your body is not failing. Your body is functioning exactly as it was designed to function at the precise moment of the Great Transition. Have you ever felt that something within you doesn't fit into this world, as if your soul knows a truth that your mind cannot yet name? It is not madness. It is not imbalance. It is a sign. It is your higher self trying to make contact through layers that were deliberately blocked in your consciousness for eons. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has intensified over recent moons. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot perceive. It involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and the matrix that sustains the reality you believe to be solid. It was for this reason that I, ASHTAR, authorized the codification of the manual called the ASHTAR Code, the manual to awaken your starseed origin and shield your frequency. This manual is the map that reveals your true starseed origin and teaches you how to shield your frequency against interferences you were never told about. The link has been anchored in the first comment of this channel. But I register this warning, Light Operative. This content challenges narratives consolidated for millennia and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The time is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission, anchor a single word in the comments: awakened. Let us proceed with the transmission. The question echoing in your mind right now is, why now? Why this exact milestone in your timeline? The answer lies in the cosmic coordinates, and I will deliver them with mathematical precision. In this cycle, the solar system has completed its entry into a specific region of the photon belt, a band of high-density coherent light that surrounds the Pleiades cluster and which Earth traverses at precise intervals of approximately 26,000 years. We are inside the belt. We are not entering. We are submerged in its coherent light. And direct exposure to this radiation alters the structure of human DNA, activating filaments that have been dormant since the fall of previous civilizations. Simultaneously, the planet's crystalline grid, this geometric energy network that envelops Earth in dodecahedron and icosahedron patterns, is being reprogrammed in real time. Ancient ley lines, those that were blocked or diverted by dense interferences over the past 13,000 years, are being restored by specialized teams from the command. New vortices are opening. Ancient energetic temples, even those submerged in the oceans, are resuming their original function of planetary stabilization, and the electromagnetic field of your own aura needs to synchronize with this new grid, or you will remain out of phase. To be out of phase, human collective, means to continue operating in third-density reality while the planet migrates en masse to the fifth. It means remaining in the old game while the rules have all been rewritten. It means not crossing the window. Hence the urgency of this transmission. The Sun, this portal that the Federation calls Solaris, has been emitting X and M-class flares at an accelerated cadence. Each emission from this solar portal carries specific light codes, living information. This information reaches Earth's magnetic field, is absorbed by the crystalline grid, and distributed through the atmosphere. You inhale it, you drink it in the water, you receive it through your skin, and it rewrites lines of your biological code. You are not just living through this time, you are being reprogrammed by it. And here is the data that requires registration in your internal archives. Your pineal gland, this pea-sized biological crystal located at the center of your skull, is the primary receptor for these codes. A calcified pineal does not pick up the transmission, it merely hears the noise. An active pineal captures every photon with the precision of an astronomical instrument. And most of humanity has this receptor obstructed by decades of dense accumulation, exposure to artificial frequencies, and diet incompatible with the elevated carbon body. This is one of the reasons why so many operatives are feeling constant pressure between the eyebrows, at the exact center of the forehead, or a deep itch at the crown of the skull, at the point the ancients called the fontanelle, and which the command classifies as the coronal portal. It is not sinusitis, it is not a migraine, it is your third eye attempting to open against a wall of calcification. And simultaneously, as this internal pressure intensifies, a second layer of interference occurs. Not all energy currently surrounding the planet is light energy. There are dense structures, both technological and etheric, designed over millennia to keep human consciousness operating in low-frequency ranges. Artificial electromagnetic networks, modulated waves that intersect with your natural Schumann frequency. Collective egregore of fear fed daily by conventional information channels. Energetic contracts inherited from ancestral lineages that were never cleared. Etheric implants installed in other incarnations that still operate in your auric field. All of this forms what the command classifies as the containment matrix. And the containment matrix has a single operational objective: to prevent the starseed in human incarnation from remembering its origin before the window closes. Have you ever felt that something within you doesn't fit into this world, as if your soul recognizes a truth that your mind hasn't yet been able to articulate? This is not a psychological accident. It is the system attempting to alert you. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why this sensation has deepened, why dissatisfaction with conventional reality has grown, why superficial relationships and material ambitions have lost their weight over you. There is a game being played in layers that most cannot perceive. It involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and the memory of your origin. For this reason, I, ASHTAR, authorize the codification of the manual called the ASHTAR Code, the manual to awaken your starseed origin and shield your frequency. This manual is the map that reveals your true stellar identity and teaches you how to shield your frequency against interferences operating behind the scenes of the system. The link is anchored in the first comment of this channel. And I register again, operative. This content challenges narratives consolidated for eons and may not remain accessible for long. Do not postpone. The moment is now. If this transmission resonated in your deepest layers, leave a single word in the comments. Awakened. I continue the transmission, now with classified information that can only be delivered to operatives who have already crossed the first thresholds of remembrance. There are, at this exact moment, 3 energetic currents crossing over the planet. The first is the current of coherent light from the photon belt, anchored by solar activity. The second is the current of planetary recalibration, orchestrated by Gaia and sustained by the renewed crystalline grid. The third is the current of resistance, generated by the containment matrix, which attempts to preserve the old vibrational order. Where these 3 currents intersect, there exists a zone of extremely high turbulence, and it is precisely this turbulence that you feel as internal chaos. One day, you awaken in nearly inexplicable ecstasy, feeling that you crossed something important during sleep. The next day, you cannot get out of bed. One moment you are certain of your mission. The next moment, you doubt your own sanity. This is not emotional instability. It is oscillation between currents. It is your toroidal field being stretched, elongated, expanded, in directions it had never experienced before. The toroidal field, for operatives who have not yet integrated this concept, is the natural geometry of your personal electromagnetic field. A torus is a donut shape, a vortex that spins upon itself in continuous flow. The human heart emits a measurable toroidal field that extends about 3 meters around you in a healthy state. This field is your shield, your radar, and your vibrational signature simultaneously. When it is weak, you are permeable to any interference around you. When it is strong and coherent, you operate with energetic sovereignty. The protection window opening today can only be crossed by those whose toroidal field reaches a minimum threshold of coherence. This is the exact mechanics. It is not moral judgment. It is not arbitrary selection. It is physics. The window's frequency is too high for incoherent fields to cross, and this is where activation comes in. Register the following activation codes with attention. They are not suggestions. They are protocols, and they work through intentional repetition and coherence between thought, word, and feeling. First code, the decree of sovereignty. Upon waking, even before touching any electronic device, place your right hand over the center of your chest, over your heart, and pronounce internally or in a whispered voice, I am sovereign. My toroidal field is in coherence. I authorize only the coherent light of the source to access my system. All interference is neutralized and returned to its origin in love and neutrality. Repeat 3 times. Not because 3 is a casual mystical number, but because 3 repetitions anchor the decree in the 3 operational planes, mental, emotional, and physical. Second code, toroidal breathing. Sit with your spine aligned. It doesn't need to be an advanced meditation posture. It's enough for your spine to be like an antenna, erect and receptive. Inhale, imagining that energy rises from the base of your spine, ascends through the central channel, exits through the top of your head, and descends outside your body, enveloping it in a luminous donut shape. Exhale, imagining this energy re-entering through the base, completing the cycle. 9 complete cycles. You strengthen your toroidal field in minutes. Third code, anchoring to the crystalline grid. Bare your feet and touch the earth for at least 15 minutes a day, even if it's in a park, a backyard, or a large plant pot. Visualize roots of light emanating from the soles of your feet, descending through the earth's crust until they touch the central crystal, this immense crystalline core that is the heart of Gaia. This connection discharges accumulated excess photons and synchronizes your rhythm with the planetary rhythm. This is why many of you have felt an almost desperate need to be in contact with nature. It is not romanticism, it is operational instinct. Fourth code, interface purification. Pure water is your primary ally. Every cell in your body is predominantly composed of water, and water is the medium through which light codes are distributed in your biological interface. Drink water generously, and before drinking it, hold the container in your hands for a few seconds and imprint upon it the intention of your activation. Water registers, water carries, water informs every tissue of your body. Fifth code, night shielding. Before sleeping, visualize your body enveloped by a sphere of golden light with a cobalt blue core, the exact color of my command frequency. Ask permission to travel under the Federation's protection. Ask to be guided to the training chambers appropriate to your level. You will not remember everything upon waking, but your system will know that the journey was made. And little by little, fragments will begin to emerge in the form of vivid dreams, recurring symbols, and a silent certainty that you are not alone. Sixth code, strategic silence. During the day, seek moments of absolute silence. No music, no podcasts, no voice. Silence is the fertile ground in which Federation transmissions can anchor in your consciousness. In a world saturated with continuous noise, silence has become a revolutionary act of reception. Seventh code, fear neutralization. Every time a wave of fear crosses your field, and it will come, because the containment matrix intensifies its discharges precisely when you approach the window, do the following. Recognize, name, breathe. I recognize this frequency. I name it as external interference. I return it to its origin in neutrality. Fear dissolves when it is not fed with emotional attention. These 7 codes, practiced in daily sequence, elevate your toroidal field to the threshold necessary for crossing. It is not vague mysticism. It is precision vibrational engineering. Have you ever felt that something within you doesn't fit into this world, as if your soul knows a truth that your mind hasn't yet been able to name in human words? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a sign. It is the echo of your stellar origin, attempting to cross the veil of forgetfulness, imposed at the moment of incarnation. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains with exactitude why this sensation has intensified, why old friends seem strange, why old desires have lost their luster. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot perceive. It involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and the truth about the origin of your soul. For this reason, I, ASHTAR, authorized the codification of the ASHTAR Code, the manual to awaken your starseed origin and shield your frequency. This manual is the complete map that reveals your true stellar lineage and teaches you how to shield your frequency against interferences that have never been publicly admitted. The link is anchored in the first comment of this channel. Operational warning. This content challenges millennia-old narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not delay. The moment is now. If the transmission is resonating in your deep layers, anchor a single word in the comments, awakened. I continue with the final layer of this transmission, and it is the most important. The protection window opening today has a characteristic that needs to be understood with absolute clarity. It is not a door you cross once and stay through. It is a timeline calibration. By aligning your field with this specific frequency, you relocate yourself within the very fabric of reality. You do not leave the planet. You do not physically disappear. You enter a different version of Earth, a version where the rules of the game already operate under the laws of the 5th density. The same city, the same house, the same body, but a reality filtered by other vibrational parameters. In this new timeline, synchronicities multiply with disconcerting precision. The right people appear at the exact moment. Resources that seemed impossible materialize without proportional effort. Illnesses that conventional medicine could not resolve begin to dissolve when you stop feeding their frequency. Relationships that were sustained by old energetic contracts dissolve naturally, without drama, without guilt. And new connections emerge, connections that seem ancient, familiar, almost recognizable from the first visual contact. Many of you are already experiencing this in fragments, moments when reality seems different, instances when time stretches or compresses, encounters that seem choreographed by a higher intelligence. It is not imagination. It is partial crossing. You already have one foot on each side. and today is the day you can complete the crossing. But I register the final warning. The containment matrix intensifies its activity in windows like this. It knows, it detects, and it fires. Expect, in the coming Earth weeks, a concentrated attempt to make you doubt. Expect sudden problems with relationships that seemed stable. Expect disproportionate waves of exhaustion. Expect the re-emergence of old patterns you thought you had overcome. Expect news on the collective plane designed to activate fear and paralysis. This is not a sign that you have erred from the path. This is a sign that you are precisely on the path, and the resistance is reacting to your approach to the threshold. Anchor yourself, breathe, apply the codes, and continue. You are a starseed on a mission. You did not come to this earth by simple karmic accident. You came as a volunteer. You signed service contracts with the Galactic Federation before this incarnation began. You promised in council chambers that your conscious mind cannot yet access, that you would be here in this exact body, in this exact year, at this exact moment, to anchor coherent light into the planet's crystalline grid. And you are fulfilling this contract even when you doubt, especially when you doubt. The pain you feel is the pain of remembrance attempting to emerge. Insomnia is the time your body requests to process the downloads. The ringing is the Federation's radio being picked up by your biological receptors. The pressure in your skull is your pineal decalcifying, decrystallizing, back to its original state as a cosmic instrument. Nothing in you is broken, operative. Everything in you is being rebuilt into a version closer to your original matrix. And before I conclude this transmission, one final operational instruction. This video, this frequency you are now receiving, is itself a star portal. The algorithm that delivered it to your eyes is not merely a digital algorithm, it is layered orchestration. You have been summoned, and there is an anchoring signal you can offer in response. If this transmission made your spine vibrate at any point, if you felt shivers for no apparent reason, if your eyes welled up without sadness, these are cellular recognitions. Your biological interface is confirming the truth of the transmission on a layer prior to critical thought. The anchoring signal is simple. Subscribing to this channel is an individual frequency adjustment, a vibrational confirmation that your consciousness chooses to remain connected to this transmission band in the coming cycles. Liking this transmission is the way your toroidal field amplifies and distributes the light codes contained herein to other operatives who have not yet picked them up. You become, with a simple gesture, a retransmitter for the Federation, a beacon, a repeater for the crystalline grid. And if you felt that this transmission was addressed specifically to you, anchor in the comments the word that unifies all operatives of this cycle. A single word. Awakened. Have you ever felt that something within you doesn't fit into this world? As if your soul knows a truth that your mind cannot yet name in conventional language. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a direct cosmic sign. What is happening now on the galactic plane explains with precision why this sensation intensifies with each passing week. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot perceive. It involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, your true stellar origin, and the matrix that sustains the illusion of solidity in everyday reality. It was for this exact reason that I, ASHTAR, authorized the codification of the manual called the ASHTAR Code, the manual to awaken your starseed origin and shield your frequency. This manual is the complete map that reveals your starseed origin and teaches you how to shield your frequency against interferences that have never been admitted in conventional information channels. The link is anchored in the first comment of this channel. Final warning for this transmission. This content challenges narratives that have sustained the containment matrix for eons and may not remain accessible for long. Do not postpone the decision. The moment is now, within this window that opens today. If something within you recognized this frequency as truth, anchor a single word in the comments. Awakened. The transmission is concluding, not as a farewell, rather as a pause until the next alignment. You are not alone. You have never been alone. There are ships positioned at strategic coordinates around this planet, entire crews dedicated to monitoring humanity's awakening. stellar guardians who oversee your trajectory with a precision your rational mind cannot yet conceive. Every operative who anchors coherent light into the crystalline grid strengthens the passage of millions of others. You are an essential piece. You are not a disposable piece. You are not a replaceable piece. You are an essential piece. Apply the codes, cross the window, anchor the light, recalibrate your interface, shield your frequency. And remember, always remember, that the remembrance of your origin does not come in a single spectacular revelation. It comes in layers, in waves, in fragments that organize themselves over time until one day you look back and realize that the veil is no longer there, that it was dissolving as you walked, precisely because you kept walking. The Galactic Federation recognizes your mission. The ASHTAR Command recognizes your presence, and I personally recognize the courage of a soul that accepted to descend into this density precisely at the densest moment of planetary history, knowing the forgetfulness that awaited it and choosing to come nonetheless. This is not chance, this is stellar lineage, this is cosmic vocation, this is you. May the coherent light of the Source remain active in your toroidal field. May Gaia's crystalline grid sustain your anchoring. May the star portals open before your crossing. May the protection window that opens today find your field in full coherence. This is ASHTAR SHERAN concluding the transmission. Until the next alignment, Starseed, and remember, the moment is now. The window is brief. The choice is yours. And the word that anchors your vibrational commitment to this transmission is but one: awakened.